Yeah,
But I don't see you guys. I only see that list that you put up there, not the empty chart, actually. It's a chart.
You want to start video?
We
Start
have an
video.
icon that says participants.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
so Karen, is your club meeting? You need to nod your head, you're muted.
Yes.
there.
They are.
And where are they meeting at?
Well, the last meeting we had last week was at Hendricks Park. It was our installation. It was pretty cool.
Oh,
It actually turned out really well. And the first meeting in July will be at the Eugene Mission.
Ah, okay.
Although we've got permission to go back to the Graduate, but we had made plans through July, so we won't go back there till
Yeah.
August.
Can I invite myself to that meeting?
You may come, of course you can.
Okay.
You mean the 7/7 one?
Is that when it is?
Yes. Did
Oh,
you?
dear,
and-
that's my anniversary, yeah. I
Oh,
may not make that
probably.
one.
Debbie might not like that.
You
Yeah.
think? You think?
Lion Lynn is going to be there though.
Yes,
Our,
I'll
our
still be there.
district. Yes.
Okay, well, we'll figure something out here. What time do you meet?
Noon.
Okay.
Is the Graduate, is that the old Hilton?
Yes.
Hi, Wendy.
Yes. Oh, hi, Wendy.
Well, let's see, 9:02. We'll give it 3 more minutes and then we'll start.
All right.
I asked for volunteers. Lion JD can't be here, so I asked for volunteers to take notes, do minutes. Anybody interested?
How'd that work for you?
Not at all.
Uh,
I could take notes, but I only write down motions.
I don't like that. Oh, good.
Oh, there's a nice.
Good idea.
I
Cool.
like it.
Good job, Landale.
I like it. Yeah, definitely.
Whatever snippets is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
Oh.
snip it out of there if I say something wrong.
yeah, there's been a couple of those where it's, oh, did I say that out loud? Moments at a COG meeting. Anyhow, I guess we can go ahead and start.
It's
This is
time.
the call to order.
It's official.
Yeah, it's been approved.
The bark, yeah.
It wasn't my bark. It's was it Rod's bark?
All
God, I
right.
hope not.
Yeah, well, it's my dog's bark. Come on, Karen.
Okay, Lion Rod, would you do the pledge and the invocation?
Proudly. So, and I'd like you all to join me. I know some clubs don't do that, but our club, everybody participates and it's terrific. So please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
all. Wasn't that fun? I think it's so good when everybody participates. And now let's just have a moment of silence and do whatever you like during this short time. So we'll take a moment of silence here. Great. Thank you all for participating.
And
Thank you,
Steve,
Governor.
Steve, before we get started, I want you to know that I've got the first 5 pennies for you.
Governor,
Okay.
you're up.
Well, my governor's report was, it was a really long year. And I had started out with all kinds of goals and plans and it was going to be great. And then COVID hit and then wildfires hit. And that pretty much filled up the year. I did some visitations, actually did some live. I just was in state and earlier this week. But I did a lot of Zoom meetings. So but some of the clubs are meeting, some aren't. Mine, we finally had a meeting. So, but I found out we picked up 3 new members, so that was good. And the Camp Talali,
Paloli,
whatever. Lion Patty Harrison and I filled up my mini with books and puzzles. And I drove that up there on Tuesday and,
Cool.
Gave it to them. If you ever go up there, the guy that works in the office that comes out, his name is Randall, and he's deaf, but he does a lot of writing on a chart, So, and I guess there's still some evacuees there at the not that many. Let's see, next. Incoming district governor's report.
well, I sent one to you, Linda. Did you receive it?
Yes,
Okay, well, I can go over this. If we're not in too big a hurry, I can go over it real fast and just kind of highlight some things. I sent this report in and I sent it to JD, but it would have probably gone out to everybody, but it didn't. So I didn't realize that JD was out.
yeah,
As we prepare to close one Lions year 2021 and start a new Lions year 21-22, I'm excited to start this Lions journey with Lions of 36R as their new district governor. Helen Keller was asked a question, Miss Keller, is there anything worse than no sight? And her reply was yes, having sight but no vision. As the new district governor, I do have a vision of our district. This is why I've reached out to Lions from around the district to pull together a cabinet of Lions that I feel have the same vision, that work well together and serve the Lions and communities of 36R. We just held an officer training with the incoming president, secretaries, treasurers, and the district zone chairs. This was conducted by Global Action Team, myself, leadership chair, Lion Rodbach, leadership chair, Lion Rodbach, membership chair, Lion Steve Mosher, service chair, Lion Tom Hilgers, and we invited Lion treasurer from Junction City, Bill Heller, to be part of that to help in the training. We went over their duties as the officers. What can we as a district do to help them to be successful as leaders in their club? The key is to communicate, communicate, communicate. This is so important that we communicate with our clubs in the district cabinet. Our vision was, as a district, is to help clubs to do more service in their communities. We all joined Lions with the same vision of giving back to our community with service. Our vision is that after they do their service in the community, report that service to LCI. So many of our clubs are doing service, but failing to report it and get recognized for what they do. We have a vision of growing membership. Because of COVID and other reasons unknown, we have lost so many members this last year. We have closed 2 clubs. My vision is people are ready to get out and do service again. They want to join an organization that serves their community. What better time than now to give our name out there? We are the best kept secret. We have a vision to gain back new members, start new clubs or branch club. We also have a vision of starting a Leo's club. People are ready to get involved. Why not Lions? We have a great group of zone chairs on our cabinet this Lions year with great opportunities to go out and meet their respective clubs. They will be visiting their clubs, seeing what we can do to make their club successful, get involved with their district and other clubs. They will need to communicate, communicate, communicate. If our clubs are involved and are successful, the district will be successful. I have a vision of having a fantastic year for the District 36R, serving our communities, having fun and being recognized for what they do. Above all, serve our communities with our fellow Lions. We do have a couple of projects we are ready to get started, and they are projects we want all clubs to be involved with. First one is PR grant. We are getting together for the multiple district. We want to do this to get the Lions name out there for the members of our communities, know what we do. I want to thank PCC Lion Rodbach for his vision of what we need and what we as Lions can do with this project. Second project is the Million Penny Project. We would like the clubs to save up those pennies they just toss in the drawer or wherever they toss them. We would like to collect 1 million pennies in my first 2 months of my district governor. That would be $10,000 that we could send to LCIF from the district. At the end of my term, we could put in and receive $1,500 to put into my choice, which would be the Hartfeld House, towards something to help pediatric cancer victims. What a great project for our district Lions to be part of. I want to thank past District Governor Lion Steve Mosher for the vision of this project. We really want the clubs and the Lions of 36R to get those recognitions they deserve. We have awards to give out, but we need our Lions involved. I love presenting awards and recognition. It's fun, and I want our clubs of the district to receive what they deserve. So yes, Lions of 36R, we as a district do have a vision, and that vision can become reality with your help. What can we do for you Lions of 36R? Our international president-elect, Douglas Alexander's theme this year is Service from the Heart. Because Lions, when we serve from the heart, it's contagious. All our service, let's do from the heart. Lions change lives today. District Governor-elect Lion Lynn Kuhn.
Very well. Good report. Lots of detail. I like it. Anybody have any questions for incoming DG? Okay. Next on the agenda is approval of the February 20 minutes.
I move
JD
to
said-
approve the minutes.
I second those.
Okay. Is Lion Dale? The recording, Dale, you're there. Is the recording you're doing, is it a video as well as? Okay. Well, no, but I was thinking if we send it to JD and somebody just says something out of the blue, will she necessarily know who it is?
I just hit the record button. Record in the cloud.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, we're now recording, it tells me.
Yes, we are.
And just said so.
We can go
Oh,
back
okay.
and state our names when we made
Yeah.
those motions though.
That'd
So
be good.
whoever,
Who made the motion to approve the minutes?
Rod.
Lion Steve Mosher moved to approve the minutes.
Lion Lynn Kuhn seconded.
Okay, yeah, that's what we need to do if we have any motions. So the minutes are passed as presented.
Did you do all in favor?
Oh, picky, no, all
Yeah,
in
I know.
favor.
She didn't.
Where's the parliamentarian? He should be jumping on this.
Yeah.
Oh, he's over there
Where is
yawning.
he?
Where'd he go?
Trying to say she
He's
spelled my
yawning.
name wrong.
Actually, Linda, don't ask, for a vote. Ask if there's any objection. If there's no objection, the motion carries.
All right, thank you very
I
much.
just wanted to
Something.
say that she spelled my name wrong.
I didn't spell it. I didn't.
You
do
No,
did.
that.
JD, on the minutes, my name was spelled wrong.
Oh,
Oh,
Where?
Picky, picky, picky.
I know. What can I say?
I'll
Easy
I'll let her know.
Thank
Which-
you. She
Okay.
spelled it SAMPLES and it's SAMPELS.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll shh.
And actually,
Lynn,
that
is
can
she
be-
continuing as the cabinet secretary?
Yes,
was-
she is.
Okay, good.
gonna say,
I sent you that this morning, the cabinet that I have put together so far.
Oh, okay, I haven't read my email yet. Okay, so are there any objections to the motion? Hearing none, the motion is passed. The treasurer's report, Lion Brian's not gonna be here. He's between his health issues and being busy, I imagine, with tax stuff. But he did send out, or he will be sending out a report. He may have already sent it. I haven't checked my emails yet, but he sent me.
He
an
did.
email.
He did.
Hello,
Okay, perfect.
I had to step away. Did I get called up? This is Brian Rangage.
Oh, there you
Oh, there's
go.
Brian.
It
Thought he
I'm-
was here.
I'm Sherry.
says Sherry.
I apologize. I met with
wrote on-
technological issues and I had to
You
use
look
my
very
wife's
good,
computer.
Sherry. You look very good.
Yeah, I wrote on my notes, I put Sherry with a question mark so I could try to figure out who it was later.
I'm Sherry from,
Sherry, yeah,
Sherry,
okay.
it's good to see you, Brian.
Yes,
thank you.
Brian.
It's very good to see all of you.
It's great to see you.
Extremely good. The doorbell rang and I had to run. My wife, I don't know where she's at. And I had to run. I'm at home. I was going to be at the office, but I don't need all that. Anyway. I do have a report. I emailed it out to all of you.
Right.
It was we haven't had a lot of activity. But if you do have the report, the general fund, I was kind of joking with my wife. It felt like the paperboy days where you collect dues and pay your bill, and if anything's left over, you made money. And it's getting pretty tight. On the general fund, we've collected dues income of $16,237.50. That's the only income for the general fund this year so far through May. We've had awards expense of $118.27. We paid dues to the multiple district of $15,939 and had postage expense of $32. So we're sitting at a net profit of $148.23. Many of you know I've been battling cancer, so I've kind of let some things slip here a little bit, but I didn't realize that some clubs had not paid. We've made efforts here in the last week to do some last minute collections. We're hoping to add another 1,500 or so to this in the month of June. We've already collected about 500 of that goal. So, I made the district governor aware of the clubs that we're going after in another separate email. Didn't want to embarrass any clubs because this is quite frankly probably my problem of not having good follow-up. The COVID collection year was a little bit tough.
The Blue McKenzie Club
Yes,
it's been canceled by LCI.
okay, so
So you're not gonna collect anything from them.
Cascade is also gone.
Eugene Cascade is gone?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was, I think well, I'll look at the numbers, but so it may be pretty skinny. It seemed like Eugene Cascade owed.
Springfield Mohawk is gone also.
Pardon me?
Springfield Mohawk is gone.
Okay, yeah.
Really?
Newport, are they gone?
No, they're back.
Okay, okay, so they're a small club, so it's not gonna be huge dues, but they missed one due cycle. So, but anyway, we're still making effort to collect. So that's the general fund. It's setting, like I said, pretty skinny at $248.23. Normally we end the year at $100. We reimburse the district governor. Typically we reimburse the district governor expenses at the end of the year. And so Linda, I'm assuming you'll have expenses that will exceed what may be there, but we will bring it in to $100. Typically the general fund starts at $100 for the next incoming district governor. That's been the history, so.
Well, any expenses I've had, I've already sent you the receipts and everything. I
Okay.
don't anticipate anymore.
Okay, and so, and I think this has been a really strange year where I don't know, somebody's paying for the website. I never get a bill for that. I'm assuming there's some costs, but so I know that there's just a lot of good stuff happening behind the scenes. The only bills submitted to me have been paid. So if anything that comes in at May, we should have plenty. I mean, as we collect, I know I have another $400, almost $500 going in here. So it's going to be $750 roughly. And to cover any of the last expenses that might come in. But so the convention fund is the next thing. We had registration of $650, raffle income of $640, and a portion of the dues income goes into the convention fund. That was $649.50 for total income of $1,939.50. We had basically international director gifts and accommodations were $585 before. We sent a $500 check to LCIF in honor of the international director. Raffle prize is $75. We paid $200 to Oregon for the publication of the registration. Postage, $77. Basket raffle donation to the Oregon Land Site and Hearing Foundation of $500. So net income off of the conference this year was $502, leaving the fund balance at $2,472.36 for the convention or conference, whatever we're calling it, fund. Opportunity for Youth still has $56.78 in it. There was no activity, so that fund balance just carries. The Site and Hearing Committee Emergency Fund had $500 donation. I guess that happened early, so my memory's bad here, but I think we had a Lincoln Leap Lab balance, so the foundation donated that. They had a balance on their Leap account of the foundation. Lion Betty has put out $153 to clubs in need, so we still have net income in that fund of $347. So that fund sets at $1,641.48. Lions Quest, that's just a grant that's really old, and it still has $1,597.86 to spend.
Brian,
yes,
that Lions Quest grant was Betty's.
Yeah.
And she said it was final already, and there's nothing from LCI. So she had actually told me that I could order books from Lions Quest to get that off the book. So once I get some kind of a catalog from them, I'll take care of that. But they have a real good book on bullying. And I thought maybe I just spend the whole grant on that and send them to the school district.
Yeah, nobody's asking for it. It's set. I think the foundation considers it spent. And but I just have not. That's what remains.
Yeah, Betty, when I asked her, Betty told me that it had been.
So Women's Symposium, I should just eliminate this. I have no control over that account. I just have the last known balance setting there. The account technically is under the tax identification number of the foundation or of the 36R. So I need to, when I do the 990, but we've been able to do a simplified form. So I really haven't needed their activities. So it's kind of been a no harm, no foul thing, but I still have that. But I don't have any reported activity. There's a birdhouse fund activity. This was a grant. I know Steve.
Yeah, I can report on that, Brian. We started the birdhouse grant for the kids for Gales Creek to give them a birdhouse so that they could build it at the camp and take it home. With the COVID shutdown and stuff, it basically stopped us in our tracks. So we spent how much of that grant, Brian?
Well, there's $618.32 left. I can't remember what was spent last year.
Yeah, I was on with LCIF folks this week, in fact, and explained to them that we got shut down, and they said that's perfect. Just once things open up, we're gonna build a bunch of kits and ship them up there and get that off the books also.
And I talked to Steve Thompson about that, who's the kit builder for most of those, and he's ready to go, Steve, whenever you give him the go ahead. So
I know Steve Thompson was thinking we maybe had to buy lumber ahead of time or something, but we said we could just keep the grant balance.
Well, probably would have been a good plan because we'd have got it a lot
I know the way lumber's going.
half price.
We're gonna get half of what we want to get right there.
You just didn't want to store it, I don't think. But so that's that. The disaster preparedness grant has 2,139.66, and I know we just wrote a check to Steve. I don't know if you were able to get that, Steve. But
got it today.
That's a zero.
Got it yesterday. Yep.
Okay, so that's a zero balance today, but as of May 31st, it was that. So that grant's shut out. The COVID-19 grant fund, that has been spent. So we got 10,000, that's again, Steve Mosier got that grant and spent those monies. The LCIF wildfire grant, we were able to extend all that $10,000. So, and then I kind of sent hopefully a report that is helpful to Lynn for that. And then the Lions Club I'm calling it the Lions Club Wildfire Donation Fund. It's a new thing. We received donations from different clubs. We received 4,750 of donations. We ended up expending 2,950.65 as of now. I don't know if I have other expenses coming in still. Some people may be holding on to expenses that are owed them, but there's still 1,799.35 in that fund. And that's it. So I hope I didn't talk too long, but that's the activity through May.
And Brian, I want to apologize again for forgetting to bring you the detail on that deposit.
Greg, that worked out perfect. It was.
Yeah, you had the right answer, Craig.
Yeah.
So good job.
Books balance, so that's all that matters at the end of the day.
But I do, if you want it, I have the deposit receipt and some other detail. If you want that for your records, I can get it to you.
You know, that's in an envelope forever, and maybe Tom Hilgers will look at it someday if he audits me or something.
Okay, Dale, you had your
We usually
hand up.
don't complain when people give us money. That's when the money's going out that I want to have good coverage.
I have one question.
Yes.
Steve, what did we end up doing with that 2139 from the disaster preparedness?
That was the final invoice from the school district for the stuff that they had
Oh,
purchased.
that was we put in the school district to have preparedness ready in the schools.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, Lion Dale had his hand up.
I'm wide open for questions.
Okay. Well, I have a question. Can we transfer those funds from the Women's Symposium to another fund? I think we've talked about that before.
You know, that balance is just nonsense. I don't know what the true balance is. There's a checkbook out there somewhere that somebody has authority over. I don't know what the balance is of that. Technically, if I had a report of just what that is once a year, just because it's under the tax identification number of the 36R, that's all I really need. But like I said, I haven't had a reporting responsibility on the 990, so I haven't had to have those numbers.
Are we not going to hold any more symposiums, Karen?
Not that I'm aware of. No, we just didn't have good enough luck with participation. We tried it 3 years and it just Yeah.
It was
The-
good to hear.
the
I mean,
funds- The funds that were in there are
It's,
on its own at this point.
yeah.
Whatever's in
Sheree-
there. has
Well,
been earned.
I'm new at this. Go ahead,
Sheree,
Karen.
Shireen Nolan has the checkbook and I will check with her. I think we are zeroed out. I'm pretty sure of it, but I'll get her to confirm with you, Brian.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm new at this, Brian, but if that fund can be transferred, we're going to take on childhood pediatric cancer this year. And if we could put it into that kind of fund to work on projects for the pediatric cancer kids, it'd be great.
It would, Lion Lynn, but I don't think we have it. I don't think the money's in there.
So it's
Because
just on paper. and
We
things.
didn't-
I just haven't received a report to show how that 856 has been spent, but it could have been, for all I know, it's been legitimately spent by that committee. So I
Okay,
just don't
and
know.
So if Karen
I will-
checks in on that, we
I will.
can find out
I will.
and bring it up
Okay.
at the next cabinet meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I have one more question, Brian. On the convention, I just wanted to make sure, is there something that's budgeted every year for it or not?
No,
I see
and
there's no budget.
Typically, the convention committee, I would provide under normal circumstances, or the way it used to be done.
Yeah.
Was I have budget work papers that show the history. And I would present that to the committee. And usually I was on that committee by default, even though I was negligent at attending meetings and stuff. But the convention committee would create its own budget and then try to meet the goals to make it a break-even budget, or, so that they didn't go upside down. So,
All right, thanks.
any other questions?
Great job, Brian. Thank you.
Yes.
I have to sincerely apologize. I can't stick around for this rest of the meeting. I have an opportunity to get into my office today and nobody there. And I have a project that I have to get done today. And
Okay.
So I apologize if I have
No
to seek
problem.
out of this meeting.
Lion Dale Howard has a question.
Yes. I'm trying to remember the facts behind that. A Form 1120 is a corporate, it's a for-profit corporation tax form. So if normally a nonprofit would file a Form 990 in the tax world. So an 1120 somehow got in the IRS system incorrectly. So they're looking, and the IRS is choked with applications that go nowhere. There's so many tax identification numbers that are ghost numbers because it never got off the ground. But yeah, if there's nobody whoever's name's on it might get correspondence saying what's up, and then you just have to explain that when the tax identification number was applied for, a wrong box must have been checked. I remember our discussion, but I apologize. The details of it are escaping me right now. I just know that Form 1120 is nothing to do with the nonprofit world. There can be associations that have a Form 1120, nonprofit homeowners association. There can be all sorts of those type of Form 1120s, but a pure nonprofit under the 501c category, they file a Form 990.
Lion Steve has a question there.
I not question, but I understand that that form only have to be filled out unless only when you make a certain amount of money over and beyond. In other words,
Yes,
right? So,
that would be correct. And yeah, you can file basically what they call a postcard form 990. And I actually talked to the IRS about the 36R because we're a conduit. We just are a dues collector. The only significant income, if it's just a conduit, we can actually exclude that income and still file a 990N. So I've been able to do that for several years now. So I may have to refresh that a little bit because we did receive tens of thousands of dollars of grants. And I think the last time I refreshed it, we ran a giant grant through the foundation for that Eugene house. I think 100,000 came in and out in the same day. So if it's not like we have that income, we're just a conduit. And so IRS told me I could still file a 990N. I got the agent number that told me that. So I'm counting on it. Any other questions?
This is Craig Urbani. I move approval of the treasurer's report as submitted.
Rod Bach,
Lynn
I
Coon, I
second it.
second.
Okay, one of you guys.
You can have it, Lion Rod.
All right,
So Lion Rod seconded.
I did.
Okay.
Brian, thank you for all that you do. We
Thank
know
you.
you're having a tough time, and prayers and thoughts are always with you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much all of your support, the cards and different things I've received, I've just have really been a huge, really meant a lot. I appreciate all of you.
Well, we're more than happy to see you, Brian.
Brian,
Thank
this is
goodness.
just awesome to see you today, and
Yep,
and
I'm
it's
feeling great. I'm feeling really good right
Oh,
now.
good,
So,
good.
That's good.
Okay.
Any more questions regarding the treasurer's report? We've had a motion and a second. Are there any objections to the motion? Hearing none, the motion is passed. What are you laughing at, Moser?
I'm laughing at the dissenter behind you.
Your dog's in the picture. We love it.
I'm putting him up as a door prize at the next convention I go to. Think I'm kidding.
For the winner or loser?
Well, it depends. Okay,
Barks
next
the
item.
loudest.
Uh-huh. Okay, the next item is LCIF.
So the only thing I have to report that so far, the report I got the other day, our clubs this year still managed to donate $7,500. And that's up through, like Brian said, the end of May. And so I'm sure there's June monies that'll go in, and cross your fingers, Lynn, because if that number gets pushed over 10 grand pretty high, we might be able to do the district and club monies early. But we won't know. They'll send you a form letter if there's district and club monies available. I won't know until, probably mid-July.
All right.
Okay. Any
That's
other
all I have.
questions about LCIF?
Is this when I talk about the pennies, or we're going to do that later?
Yeah, you can do the pennies. I got a copy of the flyer when I was in Staten, which was the first I ever heard of it. So I
Okay.
stole one of their copies, took it to our club.
So when we were doing the MD36 convention, and gosh, I forgot her name. So anyway, so she was showing, different LCI pictures, and it said, it flashed across the screen 1 million pennies for LCI. Anyway, so I thought, what a great project. 1 million pennies is $10,000. And so on a district level, if we encourage clubs to donate all their pennies to us, and like Lynn was saying, I believe that we can get this and do it and be down and dirty and be done in 2 months. If we get 1 million pennies and send them to LCIF and label them empowering service, it'll make us eligible for a $1,500 district and club grant, which is the district and club grant is part of what I used for the birdhouse thing. And I also use that money, part of those monies for the $1,000 match for the disaster preparedness grant for the school district here. You guys authorized me to do that the first cabinet meeting I had after I became district governor. Anyway, so my idea is just be down and dirty, collect 1 million pennies, and I'm going to incorporate the zone chairs to make contact and collect. And I think it'll be a great and quick project.
Okay,
So
I did have,
that's-
at Staten, one of the questions was, does it have to be pennies or can it be other coins?
It could be any coin.
That's
I
what
don't
was
care. But the idea is I labeled it 1 million pennies.
thinking. Are you gonna send out some kind of information sheet that I can send out to all the clubs?
I sent JD and Leah that pennies flyer yesterday.
Oh,
And I was hoping that JD was going to be here, and I was hoping it was going to be available for us to see to everybody, but I found out later on that day that she wasn't going to be here.
Why don't you get Lion Tom to do a constant comment?
I am.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
that would
next
be
piece.
good. Yeah.
Yep. So
Point of order, constant comment is a T. Constant contact is the email thing.
I always get it wrong.
Everybody
Hey,
does.
as long as
Oh,
he's
I know.
contacting other lions, that's great.
Yeah. Lion Steve knew what I was talking about.
no, lots of people call it constant comment.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but at any time you donate to LC, what happened?
There it is.
Okay.
Oop, did we freeze?
So Alan, if you didn't know it, you're on that list.
So Lion Steve had a comment, I think. So am I muted?
No, which
We hear
Steve?
you.
I can see anybody now. What happened?
Oh, that's because
That-
Rod
Yeah.
put up
Right.
the
There we go.
display for the penny.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but anytime you give a donation to LCIF, your club gets credit for it, and they have a roster. Once you reach a certain amount, you are eligible for a Melvin Fellowship award.
Melvin
Melvin
Fellowship.
Jones, correct.
Okay,
So what you have is
Well, no.
the label for
No.
this is empowering service. And Rod, you go ahead and explain this. You can explain it better.
Well, my understanding, and it varies from year to year, but not every donation counts towards a Melvin Jones. They've got certain categories that you can donate to, and it'll say this will not count towards a Melvin Jones. Most of them do, but not all of them. So you kind of have to check as you donate.
And the other piece of that is if you apply for a Melvin Jones, it doesn't apply for empowering service, which is part of the district and club grant monies that we're trying to use. So that's why we need to label it empowering service.
Okay, just to clarify, are we talking LCIF or LCI?
LCIF.
Okay, because at one point you said LCI and I want to make
Oh, I
sure
apologize.
that's okay. Just want to make
Right.
sure.
We only donate to LCIF.
I know that. And
Yep.
I know you
that's why I
do.
ask. That's
Yeah.
why I ask.
I know you.
because
I-
back home,
I don't
back
understand.
home, we donated money to LCIF, and
Yeah.
we didn't realize it, that we accumulated like $6,000, and they said, yo, Mom, we owe you, you can have Melvin Jones Fellow, awards.
Yeah.
Right.
We didn't know that.
So,
Yeah.
so the piece that's, and Rod explained this to me, that if a club donates a Melvin Jones, $1,000 for Melvin Jones for somebody, that doesn't necessarily qualify for district and club monies this year. and it might be totally changed next year. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you donate money to LCIF, I think it should all be labeled empowering service. And if a club asks for an award to give a Melvin Jones to somebody, I don't think that should take away from the pool of money that clubs can use for district and club funds. So if a club, and if a club has enough members that they donate $5,000, they're eligible to ask for a club monies for district and the district and club monies. They can spend 15% of that $5,000 or $750 that they've donated for a project. And it's just, it's semantics. They play word games and it's difficult at times.
About 3 years ago, they've added all this X money for this and X money for that in this category. So, but they're in the process of redoing that again, of course. So,
and they do it over. And the other thing is district and club monies roll over. So during my year, I spent $1,300, 500 and 800. So there's still $200, Lynn, sitting in district and club monies that we're eligible to spend. So at the end of this thing, if they say that we can spend 1,500, actually, technically, we could spend 17.
Well, and when we made the $500 donation to LCIF from the convention, I got a letter thanking me for my donation. So I have $500 plus my regular deposit thing, contribution.
and the tax donation, nice.
Yeah, like I make enough money as a retired paramedic to even do taxes.
So anyway, that's my report.
Okay, well, we're going to segue right into the global team report since Steve, you're on first with membership.
Well, global membership wise, one of the things it's interesting to see that everywhere we've seemed to be going, we're continuing to do member inductions. So I was in a Google meeting with Mount Angel this last week, and I inducted 2 new members. And who else was telling me that they inducted new members? Was it you, Lynn?
No, it wasn't me. I did officer inductions.
Right. Yahat's inducting 6 new members next week.
Yeah. Anyway, so membership. It's been a tough year, but I think our folks are ready to get out and start working in our communities and do stuff. And so it's exciting to see. So that's what I have to report. So membership.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
Linda, you're muted.
Well, we also have a couple new members this year. We have one that have not been inducted just yet. And also we have one that transferred over from another club, Mohawk. Daryl Scott came to our club. In fact, he's going to be our sight and hearing chair next year.
Wow.
But we will have 2 more inductions.
But you're losing 2 more transfers. The
We
Wilbers are coming back to Florence. Yay.
Yeah. Well, they don't have good taste, but that's okay.
Oh, hey.
No, it's really logical for them to move over there back to Florence because they live there now. And they're wonderful people. Wonderful clubbers. We will miss them.
And we're also getting a new member from Squim, Washington, who is not a Lion, but she called our club president and then she called me, and she's just super wired up to be a Lion and get involved and do all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, good. Hopefully we'll be able to do some projects.
I think it's so true what we're saying. People are ready to get out and get involved again. I mean, it's just, we've been on shutdown for so long that people want to do service. They want to get involved with organization that does service, and it's a great opportunity for us to grow. And if we're doing service, that membership's going to come right along with it. All we got to do is invite our friends and neighbors.
Just ask. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure about my neighbors. I'm judging by some of the flags that they displayed during the election. I probably won't be talking to them.
We'll send Patty over to talk to him.
Yeah, and she would. She would.
She'll read the rights.
You know what she's been doing? You know, when we had the whole restaurants, when they could be open and not open and all that kind of stuff. And we had 3 restaurants in town that just said, screw it, we're not going by the rules. Anybody can come in, you know. So I'm like, there's 3 I'm not eating at anytime soon. But Patty started calling every restaurant in Florence. And if they were allowing indoor dining, she called OSHA.
Good for her.
Ratted them out. Yeah, ratted them out. And I know 2 of them got fined $18,500 each. And then where they'll really get hurt is if the OCC, the liquor board, whatever it's called.
OLCC.
OLCC. But that's if they yank their liquor license, that's where restaurants are really going to lose their money. So we'll see. And the tourists are back. If you're planning on coming to Florence, make a reservation and hope for the best because it's packed down on Bay Street.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Anything else? Let's see. Steve, did you get everything you needed out about membership? Okay. Tom's not here. Lion Rod, how about
So-
service or leadership rather?
Yeah. So leadership is an interesting thing. Kind of the general state philosophy is we do training of incoming officers, which, as Lion said, we did have a training the other day for presidents, secretaries, treasurers, and zone chairs, and I think that went pretty well. We had 19 people there, so that turned out to be good. But the leadership thing is really up to everybody that's on your screen right now. You know, our goal is to move people up and to get new leaders. And there's a couple of ways we can really do that. You know, the training's good and all of that, but we need to encourage people to participate and to move up. I think part of what, and this is just my philosophy, is I hope you're all training your replacement, is what I call it. But in reality, it's if you have a project you work on, get an assistant, get somebody to help you. How many projects and how many clubs do you know where somebody owns a project? Well, if we all own the projects forever, we're not training new leaders. We're not asking people to move up. So if you've got a project you're working on, and I'm looking at all of you at one time, you know, get somebody to help you, get somebody who you're encouraging to do this sort of thing. You know, we're the ones that make the leaders. You know, some people show up and they're excited and they're spark plugs and they're ready to go. But what about the person who just kind of comes in to see what we're all about? If we could get them to participate, we probably can get them to be leaders down the line. So, and the other phrase to this group, which is the spark plug group, you know, say yes to folks. I visited a couple of clubs, and not to be negative, but somebody will come up with an idea and it's, oh no, you know, we can't do that. Or we did that 20 years ago. One of the clubs, somebody wanted to start a fundraiser selling stuff. We sold light bulbs back in the 60s, so we can't do that. Well, don't do that. Yes, our word is yes. Yes, would you like to help me? Yes, will you participate? And that's how we're going to get leaders. They don't just kind of pop out of thin air. We have to kind of encourage people and make them feel, and they will feel good about what they do. So train your replacement, as I put it, share your projects, get an assistant. If you don't want to give up your project, ask people to help you. They're happy to do that. So that's how we're going to be getting leaders.
Well, and one of the things which the 4 governors have brought up at COG meetings is succession. You know, if some of these people get hit by a truck, do you have anybody that can step in and take over that position?
See, you have the good vocabulary. I
What,
say train
hit by
your
a
leader.
truck?
Succession. No, succession. Very good. Who's going to replace you if something happens to you? So
Well, according to some who should be replaced, they're invaluable and you can't possibly replace them.
We can all
We
be
can all be
replaced.
That's right.
replaced. So true.
No,
I-
Right. No matter how important we think we are.
well,
I
first
I
trick
love-
is you have to get it on the agenda at COG. And when the council chair refuses to put your items on the agenda, that kind of throws a cramp
Yeah.
in things.
But you know what, Linda, that's a good point. But we have to think about what we're doing individually.
Right.
You know, I mean, we have to look at the big picture and we have to look at LCI and we have to look at LCIF and all of that. But what can we do as an individual to get one person to maybe encourage in our club, in our area? And we've all fought the battles and we've done all of that, but let's get sort of back to our club area and what's the one person that, hey, maybe this person would be interested in doing it. I'm sorry, Karen, I interrupted you, but
Oh, no, that's fine. I don't even remember what it was.
well, I thought it was,
Going along with that line, Rod, in that training, I also sent out an email to each one of the individual zone chairs. How important it is that they get to know their clubs, they get to know the people in their clubs, because they're going to be the eyes and ears of the district governor and the cabinet, the district cabinet. This way, we're going to find out who these leaders are or potential leaders are, and as they go in and they get to know these clubs, and I mean get to know them. Don't just say I've made an appearance at the club and that's it. What they need to do is get involved with these clubs so that we can find those leaders and encourage them to move up, start in the club, and then move on up into the district. Because as you can see, all of us can be replaced. We have some that we've lost. It's just, we've got to be out there. And it's communicate, because if we don't communicate with these clubs, they're just going to go on their own way and not even think about the district.
right. So in your clubs, maybe you've got a new member, maybe you've got somebody who kind of helps out a little bit. This sounds probably inappropriate, but label those folks that you're going to encourage, that you're going to kind of shove them one direction or the other, that you're going to give them a little push in the back to maybe become more active. And that's how we're going to get leaders. So that's my report, my lecture. And sorry about the lecture part, but Dale, you have a question? Nice. You're on my list. You're on my list.
Folks, we got witnesses.
Yep.
That's right. Now turn it around so I can push you in the back to get you up there.
Lion, PDG.
Good.
Yeah.
He
Perfect.
was, yep, he was that.
Lion Steve Mosier, have you passed on the bell and gavel?
No, I'm taking it in to get it engraved with our names on it, going clear back to Tom.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now we're into zone reports. Region 1, Zone 1 is Dave Fitzgerald. He is not here. Region 1, Zone 2, Lion Craig.
Which on our agenda it says past council chair Urbani.
Oh, it does. See, I
Speaking of getting
promoted
promoted.
You're on mute there, Lion Craig.
My wife has trained me to always be on mute. Anyway, I don't know who promoted me, but
That would be me, and I don't know why.
I noticed that Henry Miller is a past DG too.
Boy, did I do well?
You must have.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how that got started either.
I'm so impressed that somebody's actually reading the agenda.
Central, actually, I don't think this was reported at the last cabinet meeting, but they ran a very successful distance to go crab feed, made some money. put out a wonderful meal, and my wife and I both enjoyed it, and we attended. And then, they were, obviously, the members of Central were real involved in putting together the local officer training, which was fantastic. I'm struggling to get a hold of Dallas. Kaiser, they hosted an eyeglass sorting earlier this month, that we sorted about 5,000 pair of glasses, and they have 7,200 pair ready to ship up to the foundation. And there's probably another 4,000 or 5,000 yet to sort. So getting caught up from not doing eyeglass sorting during the pandemic. Mount Angel, I helped them get their new officers' information submitted. And as you heard from Steve, they have inducted 2 new members, but that club goes on hiatus for the summer, so there won't be much activity there. The West Salem Lions, we took literally a carload of glasses to the eyeglass sorting. I don't know if we have ever reported. One of the guys who was a Lion worked at the security at Salem Hospital, and they get lots of glasses, they get lots of cell phones, and they even get knives in their lost and found. And so the guy who was, had a relationship with the club started calling me every now and then, and we could go get the glasses, the cell phones, and the knives. And so the glasses obviously go into our regular process. The cell phones go to the police department, and they recycle them. The knives go to the scout groups that we sponsor or get used in our Christmas tree lot. So we collect lots of glasses. We had 5 members help with the eyeglass sorting, and we're trying to get 3 of our concerts in the park done this year. We're hoping we can get 3 concerts done in August, but the city requires a written COVID safety plan to be able to issue the permits. Lion Rod, I saw you raise your hand.
Right, just when I can interrupt here. So the cell phones, also the women's shelter in Dallas takes those, and when the ladies check in there for whatever the reason, cell phones always work apparently. And so they give the ladies a cell phone just for emergencies if they need it. So that might be an idea if you've got lots and lots of them.
Yeah, also you could take them to a Verizon store and they set them up so that they can make emergency calls on it.
Actually, I think
overseas,
that's why we take them to the police department, because I think they actually, they have a facility, or they have the ability to, and maybe it's through Verizon, they get them scrubbed and then they go out to women's shelters. And
good.
So the police department does that.
Okay,
actually,
good.
What I currently have is a paper case full of cell phones to get down to the police department. So, and then Silverton still need to get a hold of. I made contact with them. I think they did get their officers turned in finally, didn't they, Lynn?
I believe so.
Okay. So that's the report on my zone.
Thank you, Lion Craig. Okay, Region 1, Zone 3, Lion Allen.
Okay, I recently met the new secretary for the Corvallis Club, and I sent her an email requesting that any minutes of their meetings or information on what they're doing to please email me with it. Sent her all my information. Haven't heard back yet, so I have nothing on the Corvallis Club. Philomath, I guess they're in arrears, or they haven't reported officers.
I'm on a Zoom call. Right?
No, they still haven't reported their officers.
Well, you saw the email I sent to him, and I have not heard a response back. So my next move, I guess, would be to
I've
try.
made phone calls, I've sent emails and not getting return on anything, Alan.
Yeah, and I don't know what else to do because you can't go to their meeting if you don't know when they're meeting or if they're meeting.
Well, I'm gonna try to figure that out and just kind of slip in there if I can.
So the lady that owns the liquor store there is
Tracy
part of
Duvall.
that Lions group.
Is it Tracy
So-
Duvall?
I believe that's her name.
Right,
Yeah.
she's the club president this year.
Yep.
But
So your
she,
best bet is to catch her at the liquor store.
well, I don't drink, but I can show up at the liquor store.
Well, we'll give you a list.
Now.
Eh.
I
Okay.
didn't see
other
any.
than
I
that-
didn't see any wine when I was there visiting her.
What club were you talking about?
Silverton.
Lomuth.
Oh,
Okay.
Philomath.
Paloma.
Tracy Duvall is Gardner Reedsport.
No, that's right. It's
Wrong person.
wrong person, but it's a
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes, probably.
Just a second here. Let me think.
I got my book. Oh, I don't know her last name.
Okay. East Albany Club, I did get one report from April 13th. I think they had an online meeting. They're trying to get their breakfast going again. They're trying to find out if they can start meeting hops where they used to meet. And just trying to get things back going again. So that's where they are. They're talking about raffles. But there again, I think until everything is pretty much cleared up with what's going on, and they don't know what to do. And I can agree with that. The Jefferson Lion Club, I'm fairly familiar with them. They have a Thrive Health Fair coming up on July 10th from 10 to 3. And we will be participating in that as we'll have a booth set up. We're trying to make sure we get things set up to try and recruit people to come into the Lions. We're going to have our installation of our officers on July 14th. Tom Hilger is going to induct our officers. And I think we have several people that have requested eyeglasses. We have approved their applications. We're waiting to hear back if they went and got their eyes examined in their eyeglasses to get their eyeglasses. And we had one person had Wendy will probably remember it better than I will.
It's a specialized medication from Oregon Health Sciences University for her eyes, for some disease she has in her eyes that's made from her blood. And
Wow.
it's very, very expensive. And so I talked to Oregon Lion Sight and Hearing, and they gave me the application to give to her to fill out to see if she's eligible. And then she needs to send it back to me, and I approve her financially if she's eligible. And then I send it up to them, and they will pay for that. And it costs about $626 every 2 months. So, but I haven't heard back from her yet. Also, a lot of some of our members are still volunteering at the community food pantry, do a lot of work there.
Okay, so that is the report from the Jefferson Lions Club. We have been having fairly regular meetings since March. We were fortunate when they when they said, oh, you can't meet, it wasn't meeting time. And by the time we were coming up to our next meeting, oh, it was back on. So that's why I say things are changing so much, it's hard to keep up. So that's my report.
Good job, Ellen.
Okay, thank you very much, Alan. Okay, Region 2, Zone 1.
Yes.
And
And Lion, Allen, her name was Deborah Thorpe from Philomath. I guess I have tried to contact her. My clubs are Alvador Franklin Lions. The club has met a couple times in person. Right now, they said that they meet at the fire hall there in Alvador, and they're not allowing them into the building. So they're still doing their projects. They're going to, in fact, they have a barbecue today. And then they have another one on July 4th, but they do 300 halves. And I had the opportunity to go to the Bethel Club the other night with Past District Governor Steve. We were there, and they're helping out. The Bethel Club is helping out the Alvador Club do their chicken barbecue. I had planned on being there because I got the date of the 18th, and I said, as soon as I'm done with school crossing, I'll make it. And then Lion Claudia sent me back an email saying, whoops, I put the wrong date. It's on Saturday. I said, well, I'm booked Saturday, sorry. And so, but they are doing their barbecue today, and they have, they're still doing eye care whenever it's brought in. Lion President Claudia was finally able to get into my LCI and get her reports in to get the new officers. And Lion Cheryl Chambers will be taking over as president of that club. And Lion Claudia is going to be serving as secretary and working closely with her to help her through the transition to trainer and help her be successful. The junction. Yes.
Claudia did get all of her stuff taken care of. 'Cause
Yes.
She emailed me and I was talking to LCI and going, nobody can get into my LCI and turn in their officers or to report.
Yes,
their
they were having problems, but she finally got in, and I kept in contact with her about it, and she was able to get in, and she emailed me. I got all the information in, she said, and they finally got her back to her so that she could get in. And yes, there has been a struggle there, but we discussed this at our officers training for the secretaries, and Lion Rod gave a great presentation on secretaries to get my simple form. And I was even able to be on there this morning, putting in the new incoming officers as far as there's certain ones I can't put in, but the ones like our new cabinet secretary, our new cabinet treasurer, and our GAT team, I was able to put those in, but no zones. So yes, if I can get in there, anybody can get in there, I promise. Junction City Lions Club, they've been meeting on a regular basis, and we have a club of 58, but we've been averaging 35 members showing up to our meetings. We had our spring chicken barbecue, which was a drive-through, and that was a great success. We cleared $4,750 on that chicken barbecue we did 1,350 halves. It's amazing how many people, we sell 1,000 tickets in advance there, and we had 80 people out of those 1,000 didn't come in to pick up their chickens. And so we counted it as a donation, and whatever chicken we had left over, we took over to the veterans at the VFW in Springfield and gave it out to the veterans, what was left.
Wow.
That's a great.
Let's see, we have a golf tournament coming up on the 27th at Diamond Woods, and we didn't have it because of COVID last year. And this year we're back on. So if we have any avid golfers out there that want to be involved with it, still not too late to get on a team. Even if we put you on just 2 people, we'll find somebody to golf with you. We gave out 3 school scholarships this month to graduating seniors. We gave $1,000 to the Junction City to the Junction City High School. We gave a $500 scholarship to Monroe High School, and another 500 to Harrisburg. We would have given 1,000 to Harrisburg, but we give 2 500s there, and only one kid turned in an application to get it. And all these are in the medical field that we gave out the certificates for. We'll be starting to do our highway pickup this month. We just finished doing our school crosswalk yesterday, was our last day to do this week. And I got to tell you, it got to my heart because there was a little girl that got out of her car where she always gets out, and we always make sure, well, we make sure all of them get across the street, but she gets out, she's very friendly. She said, "Are you going to be crosswalk next year?" And I says, "Yep." And she says, "Good, you make my day." And I just thought, you know, it really touched me because those kids make our days. I mean, we go there, we have great rapport with these kids as we get them across the street and get them out of their shell. They've all tell us to have a good day at school, and then they realize that they told us to have a good day at school, and we look at them and say, "No, we're not going to school." And then my co-partner told me, he says, "Well, you're on Zoom constantly with district governor training, so I guess you are in school." But anyhow, we have a great time with that, but that just ended for us yesterday. We're still we have club members doing the Meals on Wheels. And they're going to have the Scandia Festival this year, and our club will be involved with the Seroptimus Club of Junction City and setting up for the wine terrace and doing the wine terrace. Some of our members will be serving, and they held their officer induction or installation on the 7th, and I had the opportunity of installing our own club in that capacity. And Lion Rod was there and presented me with that certificate I got from the international president. And I thought we had a great meeting that night, Lion Rod. Central Lions. Okay, this club has been busy with projects, and today they're busy doing the Brownsville Pioneer Picnic and Parade. It's going to be a porch parade where the people decorate their porches and the people drive by. So it's kind of like a reverse parade. Yes, Lion Rod, you're on mute. You're on mute. Can't hear you.
There we go. That's the Central Lynn Lions, not the Central Club. It's the Central Lynn Lions.
Central Lynn Lions, excuse me.
There you go.
Somebody's got to change their name here because I get confused. I know who you are, but I get it mixed up.
There you go.
Anyhow, they're doing that. They've made a couple donations. They're still doing bottle drops. Their donation to the Oral Hull, they donated $100 and another $100 to the ABC House, which I don't know what the ABC House is, but it's something that they support. And so being a small club, they don't have a whole lot of members. I believe they're down to 9 members because they lost 2 this past year. Many of you knew Lion Gypsy Dave. Well, he passed, and then can't remember the other lady's name. She's very active with the club, but she passed. And so they got 9 members, but they're averaging 7 members at their meeting since they started up again. So that's a good thing. They're still doing eye care. Their next event will be on August 12th. They're going to have a potluck at Lions Don and Lynn Heller's home, and they've asked me to come and install their new officers then. So I'm going to have that opportunity. Eugene Bethel Club.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Lynn. Their secretary was the lady that came to our officer training, right?
Their secretary, yes.
Yeah.
Lynn Heller.
Nice lady.
Very nice lady. In fact, she wasn't going to come until I told her that Lion Rod had a secret to how to get into my lion. And so she said, "Okay, I'll be there." Eugene Bethel Club. This is a very active club. They've met in person every month except for January. They've held their board meetings on a regular basis at safe distance at President Edwina's home, or else either inside or outside her home. In May, the club presented a $1,000 scholarship, and they continue to help the young man Isaac. Remember the blind boy that they had been helping? They continue to help him and their family. And they've made 2 visits. One was to Springfield Lions and one to Silverton Lions. They've helped with eye care when they're reached out to. This club also held their chicken barbecues. And on June 4th, past District Governor Steve and myself got to go and help them with that barbecue. They have another one coming up on the 2nd and 3rd of July. Lion Steve's going to be there, but I'm going to be down in Linda's territory. I'm going to be down on the South Jetty, staying with my grandkids. We're going to be camping and riding quads. They're scheduled to hold their next chicken barbecue the 2nd, like I said, June 17th. I had the opportunity to install their officers at a dinner, which was a great dinner. This is a great club. And at that meeting, their club president, Edwina, was presented the Lion of the Year from her club. She's held this club together and she's been the spark plug there. If you talk about spark plugs, Lion Rod, she's a spark plug for that club, and very, very passionate about what she does. And she is going to take over my spot as a zone chair this year, and is enthused to get out there and start doing things. Gunny bags, just go crazy. She's already lining up her visits and checking with clubs to see when she can get in to visit them. And so I'm really excited about all of our zone chairs that are here and we've got going, and I just want to see great things happen with them. So that's my report on zone.
She's also collected almost $40 in pennies already.
$48 to be exact.
Oh, yeah. Oh, challenge. Okay, let's see. Region 2, Zone 2, Lion Henry.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
You might be wondering why I have this little bandage.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago, I had a mose on my lip. It was all bandaged up. Well, something slipped by and I got a little bit more right here in the corner. And so I went into the knife. Before it was 4 times I went into the knife. You know how they do it. They scrape it, do whatever they have to do. Then you got to wait. They test it. And then you go back in, take more off, wait, test it, go back in. Well, this time I only had 2 times, which is great, but it went down. And so that's where I'm at. It's great now. Feels good. A little uncomfortable, but other than that, it's all right. I have one club since my other 2 clubs went out of business. Mohawk Lions Club. My understanding is they're meeting twice a month. They had their own little club there. They also doing glasses like we all are. Did road cleanup. And basically that's what they're doing now. They are maintaining the park they're in Mohawk, which is really nice park. They've done a good job there. And let's see here. Springfield, my club, Springfield Lions, we just came off about 2 months of really promoting everything. First of all, we did a plant sale on Mother's Day, very successful. Anywhere from $900 to $1,200 came in on our part. We've been doing the raffle. That raffle was the best raffle we've ever had as far as prizes are concerned. Our people were so generous. It's unbelievable, our community. And so there were some big ones. Unfortunately, the downside is I didn't win anything. I know everybody else did.
I did.
Yep, you did. And
I did?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I didn't win anything.
I think Steve Mosier won a big deal, and I have it in my pocket, in fact. But anyway, he won the $50 gift card from Weimar. We've been doing a lot of things. One of the things we've done, we've got new officers. Our sight and hearing chair, Larry Barnett, he has been promoted to new president for next year. And so we have Lion Daryl Scott that's coming in. He's moving over our club so he can do a lot more set down stuff. And that's basically what he can do, because his legs are real bad. And so, and a few other medical things, but we can use him to collect money. And he and Lion Dale there, Howard, can hold hands all the time because they're their money people. They do a good job there. We've done road cleanup. we had a great day there. And then also we have a project with cans. I'm the can man, and generally we collect cans for the honor flight. That's where it's at. And we put it in our coffer right now to hold in good standing for them, between $40 to $150 a month. So they'll probably get a nice little check. We gave them one check of $1,400 already, but we're going to give them some more. Let's see what else. The golf tournament was excellent. It was last weekend. We had a lot of golfers. We had about 20, and the teams. It went around. All three of them, the plant sale, the raffle, and the golf, they were very successful, every one of them. Great participation in our club. One of the things I need, if you come across, I need a printer, a self-sustaining printer. All I have to do is plug it in, put paper in, ink, and go from there. I do have a Papermate printer that I can't get ink for. Amazon doesn't have it. Nobody has it. And I got a couple of things from Best, and they do not fit. So I got my money back on those things. But if you know anyone that has a printer that's not using it, I would be happy to talk to them about it. And especially if I can get ink. I gotta have ink.
Did you try getting hold of Staples? That's where I've had the best luck. getting
Staples?
ink.
Well, I've been to
The
all.
store's closed in Eugene, but you can go on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is. Okay. I will contact them. I really will.
They have one in Albany.
Henry,
One in Albany? Yes.
Henry, I don't know if you've tried Bimart. When I went to Office Depot recently to buy ink, they did not have what I wanted, and they've had it forever. But they say Bimart has a lot of ink, and if you go in there right by their electronics, they have a lot of choices for ink. I don't know what number you need, but you might give them a call.
Yeah. This is a weird one. It's long. It's a long part that slips in. But anyway, we got through. I had one packet that I didn't open up 2 years ago because we didn't do anything last year. And I opened it up and I got all the way through except about 10 pictures. Because, we give each player a picture of their team, with the lion and their sign, whatever. And so that's what I had there. And I had two partial ones. One I stuck in because I was praying. Man, I was on my hands and knees. But anyway, I stuck one in. It says, replace, no ink. And so the second one I put in, it says, you're good to go. So I printed those 10 pictures. They were the best pictures. I have to tell you, I can't believe how good they were.
Henry,
Anyway.
what about?
Yes, sir.
What about taking your existing tanks to one of those companies that refills tanks?
I did. I tried that. And they said that they can't do that for that one. It's one of those weird ones.
Okay.
But it's old. It's about 15 to 20 years old. So, but it's a good printer. So if you want to buy a printer for $100 and no ink, I got one. Thank you, folks.
Salesman you
And
are.
if you
Salesman
buy
you
it,
are.
I'll give it to the SCIF. What's that, Langdale? Yes. Right. Lion Diane Rush is in charge of that. It's her pet. She did our 50th. But anyway, yes, you're right. And we will hold it. If we can't do it in August, we'll do it in October. But we will have one. So, and everyone is invited if you want to come. Thank you. Thank you, Dale. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Lion Henry. Hey, Region 3, Zone 1, it's Jordan. He's not here. Oh, I skipped over Region 2, Zone 3. Sorry.
That's
Lion
okay.
Well, she can do them both because she's zone chair of both those.
Yeah,
I was going to mention that Jordan's not here, and I'm just going to do them both. Before I start, though, I wanted to say to Lion Henry, he mentioned Honor Flight, and Honor Flight just got approved last week to have a flight. We weren't able to have the last 3, and we're having a flight on September 30th to October 4th, which I am going on. So
Wonderful.
thank you for your donations.
You
Appreciate
bet. Oh,
Yes.
that's a great
Okay.
thing.
It is, and I'm really excited. The veterans are really excited too to be able to go because they've
if
been
you've
waiting.
never done it, it's
Yeah.
an amazing, very emotional weekend.
It is.
Well,
It
but
is.
well worth it. Unfortunately, I'm going to be cruising the Greek Isles.
Unfortunately.
Can't do it. Sorry.
Whatever.
Taking my
What?
chances overseas.
Whatever.
Both of you guys remember, if we have a meeting at that point, there could be a couple of trains go by for projects.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Okay, I'm going to give my report. All right. I'm going to start with Region 2, Zone 3, Cottage Grove. They are trying to get back on a regular schedule for meetings and have not, but they're working on it. They're having their officer installation picnic on Thursday, June 24th at 5 p.m. In place of the regular meeting. It'll be at Conyer, I don't know how to Coiner Park in Cottage Grove. And we would they wanted me to come, and I'm going to be out of town, unfortunately. We have been giving our funds where we can, most recently $300 to fund the Sentinel newspaper kids summer reading program. We awarded $1,000 scholarship to the Cottage Grove High School graduate last week, and they're planning to repurpose a trailer that was donated to them and use it to market lions and sell a variety of items throughout the year. That was reported to me by Lion President Wendy Sue Benson. The Elkton Lions. As usual, Prudy says, this is by Secretary Prudy, and I could never pronounce her last name. I'm going to give it a try, though. Zorotovic.
That's what
How's
I
that?
said.
Is
I
that
guess
it?
we're both wrong then.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I never been able to pronounce it, but Prudy's a gem. She said, not much going on here. And then she goes on to tell me what is going on. The members have been busy contacting our faithful customers who continue to buy our community calendar to fund scholarships for Elkton High School seniors. Oh, by the way, this is Elkton Lions I'm talking about now. Our calendar guy, quote unquote, aka treasurer, is inputting the data we have gathered. So the calendar, which runs from September to August, I have no idea how that evolved, can go to the publisher. We have selected winners of our 2021 scholarships. The largest scholarship is for $1,000, and the other two are for $750 each. And to me, if you look at the last reports from Elkton, they were a lot less than that. So that means they collected more last year, which is really good. Today, the daughter of one of our members and I went to the Elkton Cemetery to put out flags on the graves of all the veterans buried there. One is for a man who fought in the Grand Army of the Republic, aka Union Army. So the cemetery goes back a long way. They were hoping to have their cake booth at Flute Stock, which I was able to go to year before last. They didn't have it last year. But the organizers decided it would not be held till 22. It has always been the weekend of July. And I'll look forward to it next year because I really enjoy going to it. They're hoping Fort Umpqua Days will occur, but they don't know yet. because the pancake booth, which I've worked on there too with them, is their best fundraiser. Eugene Downtown Lions. We now have 60 members after 4 passed away and 2 moved in 2020 and part of 2021 fiscal year. We did gain 2 members because of our online auction, which we were kind of proud of. We hope it increases with we plan on having another one. I don't know when it'll be yet, because I'm not in charge anymore. Yay, as of 7/1. You have to give up a few things as president, which I will be. I was installed this last week, and I had to also sadly give up the other 3 zone chairs, which I had been doing for Lion Linda, but I gave them back to her. So we're good.
Karen, just so you'll know,
Yes.
Lion Lynn had already contacted Lion Patty Harrison to be the zone. So you didn't give
Really?
it back to me.
Oh, so Patty's going to do it? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That means she'll have to attend our meetings. I like that.
yeah.
Yeah, she just called me for something yesterday. Okay, Eugene Downtown Lions. We had a successful online silent auction from April 21st through the 25th. Our gross proceeds from both the October 2020 and this auction were over $22,000. It was a good replacement for our summer raffle. We did finally start back delivering Meals on Wheels in April after not doing it for a year. As I said, our installation and awards banquet was on June 16th in person at Hendricks Park in Eugene. We had a Hawaiian theme and we had such a good time. We only had about 20 members attending, but it was actually one of our first ones in-person things we had. We had one other meeting at Hendricks Park, but we haven't had any indoor meetings yet. Our next meeting, as I have mentioned to everybody, is going to be on 7/7 at the Eugene Mission, which is really cool. We went for a tour of it the other day. If no one's ever went on a tour of the Eugene Mission, it is amazing. I even compared it to Food for Lane County. Actually, their organization what they do is just really something. So, the other thing that I wanted to mention is that that officer training you held that I wanted to go to, I kind of talked our treasurer, who has been treasurer for quite a few years, into going to it, Lion Terry Yurton. And I talked to her and she said she learned so much. So you have a follower. That was the first one she's ever gone to. And she was very impressed and learned a lot. Oh, and I got to say how amazed she was that some Lions clubs still do their accounting in their checkbook, and that's it. So it was a big difference from what we do. And
Well, when I sent out that email
Yeah.
asking for the financial reports from clubs,
right.
good God, you think I declared war on somebody. It was amazing how much of it's handwritten in remember the old columnar sheets,
Yep.
and clubs
It's
that don't
true.
separate their accounts and,
I know, it's crazy. Anyhow, I remember when I was zoned for Cresswell, and they were so small, but they kept 2 sets of books, and I was okay, good, yay. The other thing that I wanted to mention, I'm sure that you all know that there is I'm not sure it's memorial or celebration for life for Lion Lance Stoddard this afternoon at 1:00. I thought maybe you guys would mention it, and I thought I'd mention it. And then the celebration of life for Lion Mary Fechtel is July 2nd, if no one knows that also. It's going to be at 11:00 in the morning. And if you're interested in going, let me know. I can send you the details. Okay,
Karen,
Region
would you-
3. Yes,
I'm
yes,
sorry,
sir.
could you send that out to folks?
I will.
For Mary?
Yeah, I got to find it, but I will. I'll make a note of that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have it?
Well, maybe
Okay.
I did and lost it.
I haven't,
Okay,
I
that's
haven't
okay.
seen anything on that, Karen.
It's at Northwest Christian Church, and it's at 11 a.m. And
On
it
the
is on
2nd.
July 2nd. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and I will made a note to do that. Okay, my first Region 3 Zone 2 club is Florence Sayusla. Gee, who belongs to that?
I got
She's got her
it.
mute on. Yeah.
We just had our second in-person meeting since the beginning of 2020.
I know. That's what I know.
You want
Lion,
me to give you a Florence report?
no, I can do that. Mark Myers finally got back to me.
Oh, he
It
did?
took-
All right.
It took me a while bugging him, but he finally got back to
He
me.
travels.
He does,
Hey,
yeah.
Karen, can I interrupt for a sec?
You can.
Northwood Christian Church.
Thank you. I haven't looked at it. I just went from memory. But thank you. Mark said they will be dropping 2 more members, making it a total of 4 from this year, which is sad. But we have 2 transfers coming back to our club, which you guys have already heard about, and 1 new member starting with us this July. Retention and growth is a major goal for this year. We have a hamburger sale from our cooking unit on July 3rd for a car and Jeep club. It is small, but a way to get our equipment checked out. Good idea. We will have a club meeting on next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. at a member's house. Doesn't say who, but they're having a meeting. We will have installation of officers by, it'll be PDG by then, Linda Stent. The 2 transfers, a new member will be attending, and I hope we will be on the roster before then. That was his report. Gardner report, and this is by Lion Tracy Duval. And I believe Lion Linda, who needs to take her mute off, has a question.
This is more of Florence. Our 2 big fundraisers are Wings and Wheels.
Yeah.
And then a bass tournament, both of which were canceled, of course,
Right,
last year
right.
and this year. We actually got a donation from someone who said they were so sorry we weren't doing Wings and Wheels, and
Oh.
so they donated us $100 to
Oh, that's
buy,
cool.
buy propane for our cooker truck thing. We're looking at possibly doing the bass tournament in September.
Good.
So is there a bass season? I don't know. I mean, I know we have salmon season here and all that, but I guess bass are free for all. I don't know.
No clue.
And we did give 2 $500 scholarships. We have absolutely no money. Because our 2 events.
Right.
And because I'm a pigeon, I am now the club secretary and the PR committee chair. Yay.
Good job, Lion Linda.
But
Lucky
Okay.
devil.
I'm booking travel. So
Yep.
I got
Okay.
3 trips. So if you got anything you need me to do, I'll give you the dates I'm going to be gone.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Gardner report. This is reported by Lion Tracy Duval. They're still not meeting. Douglas County is still in high-risk category. However, they made over $3,500 with our Mother's Day basket sales. That's good. We also were able to fund a Lions Club Community Service Scholarship for a Reedsport High School senior. Our members also helped the community set up some distance Memorial Day events. She didn't explain. We are hoping to have an outdoor social meeting later this summer if possible. We do not have any other events planned until fall. Lakeside, getting a hold of Lion Barry was really a challenge, but I got a hold of him. I actually talked to his wife and got some stuff. Yeah, so I didn't get a lot though. All they're doing is they're continuing their bingo, which they've been doing, and their first in-person meeting will be July 13th at 4 p.m. I'm glad they're meeting. And that's it.
Aren't they in Douglas County?
Yes.
No,
And I don't know. No, not Lakeside. Lakeside.
they're actually in Coos County.
Oh, Coos County. Oh, all right.
Really?
Either lane, no, I think it cuts off. I think they're in Coos County.
Okay.
That may be,
Lakeside. I was just
Is
over
it-
there. I'm trying to
is-
think. They're not as far as Klamath, are they?
no,
No, that's
Yeah.
like, you're going down to
Wait.
North Bend and Coos Bay.
Oh, okay. Well, you
Just-
can come over from there. Okay.
yeah, I guess it would be Coos Bay. Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. I'm done.
What about Mapleton? Did I miss that?
Did I not do Mapleton?
Nope.
No,
I didn't. Well, I don't have a report from them. I'll have to find out what's going on.
Okay.
we won't
Yeah.
tell
I might look. I don't know.
Lion
Okay.
Karen, I might mention, when I sent out to all the presidents, secretaries, treasurers, and zone chairs about our officer meeting, it wasn't 15 minutes and Lion Ray called me.
Really?
Yes, he did.
What a
And,
turkey.
and he said that he wanted to know if it was wheelchair accessible, which I told him, yes, it was. I made a call to either
Right.
Steve or Rod, and they said it was accessible. Well, just the day before, he says, I've got a terrible infection. I'm getting antibiotics.
Yeah, I knew about that. Yeah.
And so I am not going to be able to make it. But I got my call within 15 minutes, and to me, that's positive.
I'm so jealous. I will tell you that when I talked to his wife, I found out all kinds of information. One of them is that Lion Ray actually got a updated phone, and he doesn't know how to work it. And that's what happens when you talk to a wife. And that is one of the reasons why he has not been calling people, but he called you.
Well, what we might do is Patty's now going to be the zone chair there. And
Yeah.
I was talking with Lion Patty yesterday, and I says, we can't give up on these clubs. We need to just keep reaching out to them. And I says, we'll get connected down there. Maybe Lion Patty can give, I know she's always on her phone. So maybe
Yeah.
she can work with Lion Ray and teach him how to use it.
Well, Lakeside,
like
the whole history of Lakeside, this has been going back through, I don't know how many district governors, trying to get anybody down there. And PDG, Steve and I went down, and I think one of their members, there's like 3 members, one of them said they felt like they were being ambushed because we'd set up an appointment with them to talk about what's doing with the club. And
Well,
Yeah.
talking to Lion Ray, he sounds enthused. He says he wants the club to start doing things. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm going to go with that and run, and we're going to make it a positive year for him.
Good.
good.
Awesome.
you're muted, Linda. Muted, Linda.
We can either take a quick break and everybody can run and get more coffee, or we can just run on through these committee reports, which is going to be really short because most of these people are not here.
Just a note about Dallas, just of their members, 2 of them this last year had heart surgery, including John Hamstreet. What was the other gentleman's name, Rod, that had his heart surgery? I can't remember.
Actually, there were 3 of them that did that. Of the 4 guys that are the active members, 3 had heart surgery.
Yeah, jeez. Anyway, so keep them in your thoughts.
Yeah.
I got a very quick reply from Lion Vicky, which when I was reaching out earlier, I'd never gotten any replies back. So, I'm just taking things positive because it was just a short time after I emailed. I got a call from Lion Vicky, and she was telling me what's going on. And she says, John needs to understand he's a lot older. He shouldn't be out on that blankety blank tractor doing stuff. But she's answered me back every time I've emailed her something. She's got it right back to me, which I'm just happy with.
Yep.
I have a quick question for Henry, past district governor Henry. What is the model number of the printer that you have?
I will get it and I'll let you know in a few minutes here. I'll get it.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I do a lot of research online, and I'll tell you what, I find things most people can't.
Okay. And if you find a printer, I'll buy a new printer. That's not a problem. But
Well,
I need something that'll go 4x6.
It depends on the setup. I ended up having to replace my printer because I had to upgrade my computer and my old computer was not compatible with the new computer.
Ah,
So I totally had to replace it.
okay. I'll get that number right now. You continue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Right.
right. Yeah, it's a photo printer.
Yeah.
It's just a little one that I can take out to the Lions golf and take pictures and boom, and print them out and give them to the golfers.
I might know where there is one, Henry. I'll get back to you though.
I appreciate it. Man alive, what a resource I got here. Whew, I'm happy.
These are
Okay.
the movers and shakers, Henry.
Yeah.
You certainly are.
Okay, since nobody opted for the break, we'll just continue on. Paul is not here, Bruce is not here. Lion Dale Canine Services. All right. Very good. Moving right along, convention planning, Lion Craig. You're muted.
We are planning an in-person convention for 22. It'll be at the OSU facility that we've used. It's reserved. We will put together a room block for people that need to travel in. And we'll do a meet and greet, hopefully right there at the Hilton Garden, which is close. So it'll look a lot like what we've done in the past. And unfortunately, Lion Lynn, you got the dates? Because
February 5th.
February 5th. So the meet and greet would be the 4th Friday, and then the meeting would be on February 5th.
Yep.
So we'll be in person. We got to figure out how much all this is going to cost so we can come up with registration prices. But it will look very much, at this point, we anticipate that it will look very much like what we have done previously. Lion Lynn, you got anything to add?
Just that I'm encouraging all the zone chairs. We want to get as many clubs as we can involved. We're going to push, because I remember the conventions of old, we filled up the room. And it's kind of dwindled over the years, and it'd just be nice to get it all back and going again. And I want all the clubs to try to get, our zone chairs are being asked to get them involved with more district activities so that we act as a union.
A couple of things, they discontinued doing awards and stuff, mostly because it was all gonna be online type stuff. We need to, Carrie Bartley, if she's the multiple street awards person, if they're gonna recommend trying to do them again and which ones to
Yes,
do.
we're working on that at the multiple district already. The district governors, we've already been kind of discussing that amongst ourselves, that we want to make sure that the Lions are getting recognized for what they do, and the clubs are getting recognized.
And the other project that comes up at the convention is the peace poster contest.
Yes.
We only had one entry.
Well, I I think this past year,
Meeting.
Lion John wasn't pushing that or promoting it. He thought it wasn't even going to be held. And so luckily some club members got out and got that involved. And I believe it was Central Club, right? Lion Rod? And Steve?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Central.
Their
And
person that got it in and got it.
well, there was kind of a question about that because we did have an entry, which won the state. I didn't know she was the only entry, and I'll never tell her that.
She's the
But
only
there-
one in our district, not the only one in the state.
Oh,
because
okay. Well, she won the state.
Some of the
Oh,
Portland
great.
clubs turned in several.
Okay, but I don't believe that we ever heard back from the council chair what happened. I know, surprise. So, but yeah, I have to tell you, she was just pleased as punch, and her mom was excited. And when we told them, they both cried a little bit. They tried not to, but they were so happy the tears were coming. So it was a great thing for.
Did she get her money?
I don't know. I don't. I'd have to check with our peace poster folks. So,
That'd be good to do. I mean,
how much money should she have gotten? Do you know? We gave her a check, I know, from the club.
I don't know.
I don't remember what the district gets.
I'll check that out and see.
Okay.
Linda, you're on mute if you're talking to any of us.
I'm trying to block the dog out.
You have a dog?
It's just a recording that I keep going so burglars will go away. Let's see, Skipping on down, Lion Dale Information Technology.
Really? Lion Dale, go-to meeting is Google, right? That's what I thought. Okay, I've seen it. I just haven't used it. Sounds cool.
Okay. Lion Rod, is Debbie around to do Lion's Heart?
I don't think she's available, but she's been sending cards out on a pretty regular basis. So if you need a card sent out, feel free to contact her, and she gets right on it and does a wonderful job.
Our club secretary's mom just died 2 days ago.
Okay, well,
I'll take care of that.
let her know and
Oh,
she'll, but she does need the information. A couple people have called and said, could you send a card to so-and-so? No address, no club information. So if you send something to her, please include the address.
PDG Steve, what's new with NAMI? Anything?
I got nothing on that one.
Okay.
Although I have a couple questions that I got to figure out with Rod about I think they're going to not charge the $35 this next year, but they worded it really weird. So
yes.
Yeah, it was the charter and something thing and it's
Yeah.
going to the end of December.
yeah, I saw that. I saw
Yep.
that. And then it says also through January to end of June next year.
It's like they
I mean,
picked up
so-
something and
Anyway, so it was just worded really weird. And I'm like, huh? Anyway, so
yeah. So
Well,
Anyway,
my thought is
figure that out.
they're not gonna charge. But I
right.
don't,
I know, but
Yeah,
they really
what I-
worded it weird.
yeah, but I live in a simple
I
world,
agree.
so.
Okay.
Mm.
Moving right along. Lions Quest, Liondale.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Scouting, Lion
So
Steve.
the only thing I have to report on scouting is that scout units that we took a very big hit scouting across the state of Oregon. We probably lost 50% of the scouting units in the last year and a half or so because the LDS church left BSA and are doing their own thing. So it amounts to, on the West Coast, 50% of our units. And then COVID hit. A lot of units struggled in that. And so they're trying to do summer camp this year, not knowing how they're going to be able to interact with the boys. And so they came up with this plan to have the boys and the girls, because there's Girl Scout units now, to be a pod, and just, you have to go to camp and be in your own pod. And in my group, we go, what's the point of going to camp? The point of going to camp is so that you could, interact with other boys and do different activities and the like. And we're like, why would we want to spend money to go to camp and only be able to do stuff with our boys? And so my unit has chosen not to go to camp this summer. And so we're going to do our own thing. And we're fortunate enough to have a really close camping site to us that we call Fort Fitz. And there's a pond so they can go canoeing. We can set up a rifle range. We can throw, do the axe throwing thing, with those types of things and stuff. The other thing that has happened is BSA just came out 2 weeks ago and said, any scout leaders that are fully vaccinated, we do not have to wear our masks during meetings. However, the boys still have to do theirs if they haven't received their vaccinations. And so it's, so everything's starting to open up and the like. So the boys and girls from Troop 15 over in West Salem came and helped my boys do a Flag Day ceremony at the Independence Elks Lodge. And so we did a flag thing inside ceremony. And then we went outside, and those two groups, what'd they do? About 15 or 20 flags?
Oh, they did
Right?
seven.
I thought they went through a couple times, but anyway, so they did a flag burning ceremony behind the Elks Lodge. So anyway, so that was well attended by the folks from the Elks and stuff, and got some wander in. Oh, what are you guys doing? Why is there smoke coming up over the building? Anyway, so that's what I got to report on scouting.
Okay.
And then, Steve, just to mention another thing about Troop 15, They've actually recruited a couple of new members. So things are picking up for them, and we're real hopeful that things are going to work well for our scout units. And then Troop 15 on Sunday, the day after the flag ceremony, did an Eagle ceremony for the third young lady to earn Eagle in the district.
Yeah.
That's
The,
awesome.
the interesting thing is just in our community with the LDS leaving scouting, they had sponsored 2 scout troops. So they were 2 out of the 3 scout troops in our community are gone. And they had a crew, which is older, 14 and older. And there were 2 crews, crew 150 and I don't even know what their crew number was, but they're gone. So we've lost, those. So it's interesting. So, but the good news is, my feeder pack, we had 5 boys cross over to the scout troop. So.
Yeah,
that's all I have.
The West Salem Lions actually sponsor Pack 150, and we're trying to reactivate Pack 15. We do Troop 15, a boys unit and a girls unit, and we do Venture Crew 15. So we sponsor currently 4 scout organizations, and we're hoping it gets to 5.
Right. What does it mean that you sponsor them? Do you give them money? Do you give them, what's sponsoring a troop mean?
We're the charter organization. So technically all of the assets of the troop belong to the Lions Club. But in our case, it means we provide them both money from Lions funds and the opportunity to earn money through our Christmas tree lot.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on down the list. The Oregon Lion magazine. Did any of you know that there's actually an Oregon Lion magazine editorial board?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should be.
Well, the 4 governors submitted an article to the magazine, which was declined and not giving us any reason. And they, Vince Bishop is, I guess, the chair of that. And, he just was not cooperative, wouldn't tell us why, all this. And then we started looking around. Well, the committee's supposed to have 3 members. In the directory, it's only got 2, so it's an illegally formed committee.
I'm the third one, but I haven't been contacted for 3 years, so.
Well, who knew? Nobody even knew.
And actually, it wasn't an editorial board. It was a Oregon Magazine Committee. It's the way it was originally set up.
Well, they referred to it as the editorial board has declined to publish.
Yeah. But you know why that is, so.
Yes, I do. Let's go back to the conversation on succession and moving people out of some positions.
Yep.
Anyway, let me go. PDG.
Brian, Linda, when you get there, Oregon Lions Earth Angels, that is no longer going to be. We're not associated with that any longer. Multiple district wide. You're on mute.
I
Say
need
that
a
again.
thing in the- PDG Steve, anything to report on the PDG Association?
District O continues to do a monthly thing where they bring in an outside person to talk to the district governors and stuff. The last one of those I attended was with the 3rd Vice President Patty Hill, and it was really good. So when those come out, I guess, Rod, we should probably share that with everybody because it's really open to anybody that wants to come and attend, right?
Right. This is the first year that the Past History Governors Association basically has done anything.
Yeah.
And the folks from District O have set up these monthly meetings, like Steve was saying, and they're just excellent. And
Yep.
when they started, they got a couple of the past international presidents to participate. And I think because they did that, they get some movers and shakers in the Lions, several past international directors, several past international presidents, and it lasts 1 hour. Normally the speaker takes about 30, 35 minutes and they're done. It's just excellent.
That's good. Okay. Let's see. Okay, protocol and parliamentarian, Ryan Craig.
Well, I did offer some suggestions about how to move the meeting along. And the only thing I can say is that I did receive a call from Council Chair-elect Cheney, and he's asked me to chair the multiple district committee on protocol and parliamentary. And I did say yes.
Excellent.
Good.
Very good. Thank you, Craig.
Okay, Hilgers, Ryder. Oh, Blanchard's name is spelled wrong.
You'll never know.
Lion Lynn, did you want to expand any more on the upcoming convention or just?
No, Lion Craig did a great job moving the meeting right along, right, Craig?
Yep.
Okay, I just listed on there, there's 3 upcoming conventions. There's the LCI Con, they call it, USA Canada Forum, and then the International Convention. So, and I didn't write the dates down, but if you're interested, I'm sure you can just Google
June
it.
25th is the start of the LCI convention. And I have the opportunity of being sworn in on Tuesday, June 29th.
Okay. I listed on here membership. This is kind of repetitive. I have sent out before the Oregon plan, and it used to be called the Ohio plan, but Lion Lulu Bowman up in Rockaway reworked it for Oregon. And it's a really good membership recruitment tool. And I'll send it out again.
Thank you for passing that on, Linda. I did use that in my goals to use the Oregon plan.
Good. Campus clubs. Does anybody know what the status of any of the campus clubs are? I don't know.
No.
We're at square one at Western Oregon, and I think Chuck Blanchard would probably say they're at square one at the U of O club also.
Okay.
Part of the issue is the kids come and go, and then every time you have the club, like if people disperse and there's not a replacement plan, you have to reapply and have your documents approved over again. And anyway, so it's a very difficult process. So not as simple as it sounds.
You heard me say that? I showed I was muted. Okay. The other kind of clubs that I listed, they've all the 47,000 Zoom calls with LCI and everybody is pushing cyber clubs and specialty clubs. And I don't know that we have any of those in the district right now. But, and another one would be Leo's. I brought up at the Florence meeting, we have a potential Leo club right there. When we do Wings and Wheels, the high school wrestling team handles all the parking, direct, getting people where they need to go and all that kind of stuff. And people donate to them and stuff. So this wrestling team is making good money off of us. They made about $2,500 one year.
Wow.
But I said, that's a Leo club. Right there.
I was talking with Lion Patty yesterday, and we want to put that in process. She even said that there's a member there that was interested in running the Leos. I also went visiting the Bethel Club. We have the Olivers, Gerald and Mary said that they would be interested in starting a Leos club in that club.
Right.
So when we can get, there's the key right there. You need to have somebody that'll take care of it and want to do it. If they
Right,
don't
and-
want to do it, it won't happen.
And you gotta get somebody at the school, faculty member, somebody to be the faculty advisor.
So this is one of the things that I have to say as a past district governor that I thought was foolish. Okay. So first off, you've got a Leo's Club at Newport, that there are more members in that club
Yeah.
than there are in the Newport Lions Club. The other piece of that is I went and visited the Leo's Club and talked to them about service and about Lions. And I did an orientation for Lions for them, submitted for my reimbursement as district governor for my mileage and my meal, and was denied because it didn't qualify for reimbursement. Here, let's cut off the,
Yeah.
I can't explain how wrong that is. Anyway, don't laugh at me, Rod Bach.
Who, me?
Anyway, so that's all I have to say.
Okay.
Well,
They are
that
awesome.
Leo's
We
Club,
got to get these kids involved.
that Leo's Club in Newport is the reason we got Newport Club to send in their behind dues before. They only had a couple of days before they were going to have their charter pulled.
Yeah.
And I put the peer pressure on them saying, hey, look, you guys are going to let 21 kids go down because you don't want to pay. You better do something. You've been trying to be, Linda's tried to contact you. I've tried to contact you. Now's the deadline. I talked about Lions International. You have this many days and your charter's pulled, and put the guilt trip on them and they paid it.
Yeah, now there's Junction City's got a Leo's. There's a third club.
No longer.
Who
The
was it?
Leo's gone down here.
Yeah.
The other one is in Mohawk.
Oh, and it's gone.
And
Again.
there was one in Woodburn, but it's been gone a while.
So the only one
the
we
one-
have is Newport.
Mohawk isn't gone. Mohawk has just been in, because of the COVID, has been in kind of just standby. It's the way I understood it from their Lion president, Bob Weaver.
The other piece, the person that was the mover and shaker of their Leo's Club was Henry. What was her name that passed away?
Mary Fechtel.
No.
Where?
Mm.
At up in
Mohawk.
Mohawk. You're muted, Henry. I can't remember. She was on the school board and she was a member of their Lions group. And she passed away, and so it kind of
Oh,
faltered.
yes. I know who you're talking about. She owned the
He owned the bar.
bar right next door. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was excellent.
Gosh, I
But,
cannot remember her name. But anyway, but you know, they do a lot of stuff in their schools, and that's a real easy club to print that. If you want a good place to start a Leo's Club, Lynn, that would probably be the quickest and easiest one to get started. So, in fact, I think if we approach them and then do the paperwork and help them with the paperwork, it's probably a done deal.
Oh, good enough. Okay, I just put a general open for discussion. I do want you to
Sure.
know, yes, sir.
Well, I have something for general discussion.
Oh,
when you
well,
get to
jump
that.
right in. Go for it.
Okay.
And I have a new business thing.
Okay, so cleaning the house last year, since there's nothing else to do, Debbie found 2 bags of the pole top cans. Remember when we all collected pole tops? So
Yeah.
I have 2 medium bags full of those. Would anybody like them?
The Red Cross was collecting them as a fundraiser,
Yeah,
but I don't know if they're still doing it or not.
well, I think South Salem was for a while, but I might have gotten these from them. I don't know. Anyway, if anybody wants them, I'll get them to you. Just let me
Okay.
know.
Rod, we have found that the only value that those things have is as recycled aluminum. So unless you're doing a bunch of aluminum, it takes it's only a few cents a pound. So
Yeah, I used to take over the 5-gallon buckets full. So I was getting a couple of those every 6 months or so, but this isn't that many. Yeah, so I don't know.
Don't they go to the Ronald McDonald House? Wasn't that a fundraiser for them too?
Uh,
Oh,
Craig?
West Salem does accumulate aluminum, and when we get enough, we take it in.
Okay,
So when we catch up with each other, I'll take them off your hands.
perfect. I can't pay you to take them, but I'll thank you.
Okay, somebody said they had a new item.
Yes, I'd like to read I want to get the E-Prep grant off, so I want to read this in and then I ask you to approve it so that I can continue. So this is to Cassandra Rotoli from past District Governor Steve Mosher. The subject is Disaster Preparedness Grant, and then I'll list the number final report. Attached is the final report information for, and then the grant number again. A general information, the grant amount was $10,000 US with another $1,000 match, which was split $500 from District R, District and Club monies, and $500 provided by Central School District 13J. The grant work started in the fall of 2019, and the grant work was implemented throughout the district during 2020, and final monies dispersed on 6/18/2021. The impact this grant had will affect every student annually in Central School District, approximately 3,000 students annually for years to come. We put together a standard disaster kit in every classroom, and I got a thing that says see picture. We're going to put a kit out on the table and put it all out, and a student reunification kit for every building and the district office. Once again, see picture. The impact of grant and beneficiaries. There will be a direct impact for all students and teachers annually, and this provided standard equipment across the district. And indirectly, it impacts also all of the families, 20,000 of them approximately, between Monmouth, Independence, and Polk County, and the communities, as it establishes standard equipment in each classroom and a specific plan of how to reunite students and families in the event of a disaster of some type. The long-term effect is we have a standard of equipment and can plan emergency activity drills, which will have place standards and planned standards and practices, student, family, and reunification, and we will continue to work with the district to participate in training and drills in the event of an incident. The community saw firsthand the local district lions working with the school district and first responders, fire and police, involving as we worked and standardized equipment across the district because of a story done by the local newspaper, the Itemizer Observer. And narrative details, as a retired firefighter paramedic and seeing incidents across the US in the news, I could see a need and reached out to Jason Clark of the Central School District. And we started the process just before I began my year as district governor to work with the communities for a disaster or for a district-wide plan. The grant provided standardized equipment and procedures for the district with input from the local first responders, fire, police, and Lions. And did the project achieve its goals? I said yes and no. Yes, in that we got the standardized equipment and reunification needs established and put together, and no in the event, in the extent that we wanted to conduct training opportunities in the schools and the community in CERT, Community Emergency Response Teams, as we were affected by COVID-19. But this is because we were shut down because of COVID-19. And this will have to be a future item as our communities begin to recover from COVID. And we also would be involved in several drills to refine the process. As stated above, COVID-19 put a stop to everything as our schools and communities were shut down and we will begin to make future plans to continue with training as our communities begin to open up, as everyone gets vaccinated. There were 7 Lions involved in the meetings, working on the standardization of the equipment, and future plans were to include local Lions and community and teachers and members in the CERT training, as we work to address numbers of people trained in the event of an incident in the community. So we hope to continue this process in the future. Signed, Steve Mosher, past district governor. So the next piece is I need, if you would approve that, I can start the process of putting the pictures and papers together and send that off to get the grant.
I move we approve Steve's grant report.
I
Gregor
second
Lonnie
that.
seconds.
This was Rod Bach who's made the motion.
Gregor
Lion Steve,
Yes,
how much is the grant request?
the grant from LCIF was for $10,000, and then
Right,
you
that's what I
guys had allowed me to use $500 of the district and club monies. So technically $10,500, and then the school district spent $500. So actually they spent $700 and something because they bought the banners and stuff that they needed for the reunification kits. Did anybody here attend Jason's presentation at my convention about the e-prep process and the reunification kits? So the biggest thing is, you know, that's a huge piece. Is you have an incident and suddenly you've got how many parents swarming in wanting to pick up their kid and stuff. You know, you have to have a process. And so that was one of the failures that they continued to see at these incidents across the country. And so once again, I think that we've got a really good process. We don't have to invent the wheel. We can share this with people in the future, and I think it's a really good thing. Don't look at me like I'm.
The motion was
Thank
made
you.
and seconded.
Yep.
You're
Mute.
muted,
You're on
Linda.
mute, Linda.
Okay. The motion has been made and seconded. Are there any objections to the motion as submitted? Hearing none, the motion is passed.
Thank you.
Okay.
So the
Well,
next
that-
one, Lynn, once I get this one done, I'll talk with you and we'll work on finaling out the wildfire
no.
grant.
Yeah.
Yep.
The last thing I just added on the agenda, the outgoing 4 district governors are continuing to work on a disaster response foundation. And even though some of the good old boys have all kinds of weird objections, in which we keep answering them. And what we're looking at is when we found that, well, Brian's not here, we have found during the wildfire thing was people wanted to make a monetary donation, but there was no way to do that. You can't send it to LCIF and say, we want it to go to the wildfires back in Oregon, because they won't do that. They're not a pass-through. And the other, so if we set up this foundation, you know, people can donate it or not donate it. You know, one of the objections was, you know, you're taking money away from OLSHIP and LCIF, which is not necessarily true, because there's lots of people who don't donate to either one of those. You know, and it's up to you. This makes it available to the public. It makes it available to corporations that want to make a sizable donation. And as being a 501c3, it enables us to apply for grants, where the first requirement usually on the grant request is, are you a 501c3? And so, because then people get their tax write-offs and corporations can get their write-offs. So anyway, that's going to be coming up. We're going to continue to work on it and bring it out periodically. So we'll see.
Lion Linda, if I could just ask, how is it going to be determined that those funds you're collecting are going to be spent? Is that part of what you're doing?
How they're going to be what?
Used. How how are you going to determine exactly how you
Well,
use
that's
them?
part of what this committee
what I
is gonna come up. I mean, we already
Right.
have our bylaws pretty much. And we have our articles of incorporation
Okay,
and stuff, but we'll have to work on, policies and procedures and all that good stuff. I mean,
Okay.
it's still a work in progress.
sure.
Hi, Dale. Yeah. Well, as part of the Florence Club, we've gone to the Community Foundation and gotten money for vision screening and the mobile health screening, big truck to pay for that and everything. And they do not require, unless they've changed, they don't require a 501c3 to apply
Right.
for them. And I assume, it's a community foundation. I'm assuming it's outside of Lane County. It should be, I guess, a statewide thing.
It is, the Oregon Community Foundation is a statewide entity.
Okay. So, that's another potential, and they have real simple paperwork you fill out, and then somebody has to go in and have an interview with one of the board members from the Community Foundation, which is, hi, how you doing? Oh, what part of town do you live in? I mean, so it's not a real difficult process. They just get more and more requests each year for money, so there's more competition, and the amount of the awards drops down some too. So, anywho,
And actually, that foundation has some real interesting potential. The Oregon JC Foundation just sold a building on Turner Road here in Salem that had been the JC headquarters to a church. And so we've got now $300,000 we need to figure out what we're going to do with.
Perfect.
So we can invest that at the Oregon Community Foundation and set up a scholarship based on our criteria that they will end up administering in perpetuity for us.
Nice.
So anyway, there are a whole bunch of elements to the Oregon Community Foundation. The issue for us is they would judge the scholarships and they would have the majority of the committee that made the decision on the scholarship. And some of our board members are a little hesitant about that because we have run a scholarship program where we have been giving scholarships for 30 years, but we've been in control of it. Anyway, that's just a little bit of insight into some of what happens at that, and it is statewide.
well, I know now that I'm thinking about it, our part of it is called Western Lane Community Foundation, but is actually part of the statewide one. And the local library, the Friends of the Library, we put a whole bunch of money into the community foundation that we can use for buying special books and that kind of stuff. So,
Right.
anyhow, anything else? I have a meeting I was supposed to be back at 11. So, yes, Dale. Okay. Rod?
Governor Linda, thank you for all you've done this year. What a heck of a deal. I bet you didn't expect hardly any of this stuff, but you've done a really good job and we all appreciate it.
Well,
Thanks
I've
for
got
all of
a-
your effort and your time.
Well, thank you.
So,
Thank you. And I've got about 300 governor's pins if anybody's looking for pins, which should have been scattered all over Singapore by now.
There you go.
If you do send that paperwork to Dale, be sure and say attention. Dale
Oh.
Howard,
Okay, in the subject line.
right?
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
Alan, I got
Yes.
that paperwork available if you want to.
I'm gonna leave. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Karen.
Motion for adjournment.
Yeah.
Karen, would you,
Yay. Bye.
Karen, would you make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Oh, sure.
Somebody want to second that?
Lynn makes a motion
We don't have
to
to do
second.
that. We don't have to do that.
No,
Okay.
you're good.
The
Everybody
motion
have a good day.
is made and seconded. Any objections?
No.
Nope, the motion passes.
See you,
Nice.
everybody. Thank you.
Nice seeing you all.
You
Yeah.
too. See you
Bye.
later, Steve
Good
Mosher.
meeting. Lots
Bye,
of,
everybody. Nice job, Linda.
Past District Governor Steve, good to meet you today.
Okay.
Yes.
Alan, this is a. Yes, this is a picture mate.
Picture mate?
Personal, yeah, picture mate, MATE.
The recording has
Personal Photo
stopped.
Lab. And the model number is a C11 C61 8001. And the
8001?
8001, actually it says C61 8001. And this is the Epson. It's a T5570. This is the only size that'll work.
Okay, what is it again?
It is the ink is T5570. But the picture mate itself is C61 8001.
51 or 61?
C is in Charlie, 6180001.
Okay, and the cartridge itself is a T55?
5570.
T is in Tom.
Right, T is in Tom, 5570.
Okay.
Okay.
I got the ink from Amazon.
I'm ending this meeting if everybody's okay with that.
Yeah, if you're the sponsor, because once you end it, we're all gone.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
Nope, I think I've got it all.
Dale and Judy,
if-
hello. Good seeing you
and
guys.
If you got any ideas what kind I can replace it with, I would do that.
Okay.
I'll
Thank you.
check into it, Henry. I might have something. Or
Okay,
might know where there's something. Okay, see you all later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
bye now.
Bob.